Just go sit in your room and think about what you just said.
When things are wrong, I'll be by your side. Even when you want to cry.
Stop it. Welcome
to the Naked Apple.
Here we are once again.
Making things weirder.
Yes, as always. Stay weird, my friends.
Stay weird.
Especially you, San Francisco.
And Seattle.
And Seattle.
And Austin.
And Australia.
Yep.
Anyway. It's been a week.
Nothing happened.
Not a thing.
This is probably the most zero week ever.
Probably. Pretty close.
I think the only thing missing was probably an assassination attempt.
Probably.
And even then, who knows? They're probably...
Well, there was one, but it got caught up in the hurricane and just shuffled to the
swept
side.
away.
Got swept away. Was one of those long distance shots. Got caught by the wind.
Yeah. God really is intervening, isn't he? Wow. The times we live in. Signs.
See, that's the real reason why Trump lives in Florida. So that God can yeet his assassins. At least a few times.
They always fail to calculate for that.
They always fail to calculate for that crosswind.
Gets them every time. Lag. How dare you joke about something like that? It's the only way to really get
That's
through
the
it.
only way, yes.
Comedy is how you survive.
What doesn't kill you makes your humor darker.
Correct.
And Trump has an ear piercing to prove it.
I don't know that it's a very good ear piercing, but, you know.
Well, he was going for a gauge and just kind of off by a millimeter
Little off.
or three.
Little off. And you said it wouldn't get weirder.
Well, I said before it gets
Before it gets weirder.
Before it
yes.
gets weirder.
Knowing full well
That's right.
it's only downhill when we start
That's
recording.
right.
That's right. The peak
Downhill from here.
the peak of the any episode you listen to us is usually at the 1
About
second
5
mark.
minutes before recording started.
Right. So if you want to hear the actual peak, you have to listen all the way to the end to hear what the peak was, and then realize everything is downhill from that.
Yes, pretty much. Pretty much.
That's what
More or less.
professionals do, or something.
Something like that, I guess. I don't know. I don't claim to be professional
I don't claim
most of the time.
I barely claim to be an amateur.
It's a novice at best.
Just a couple of dudes in a basement.
One of my coworkers the other day, I did something for her, and she's like, "Thanks, you're great." And then she's like, "Actually, you're mediocre at best."
And you thanked her for that.
I did thank her for that. It was true.
The last thing you want is expectations to be somewhere up here.
Yeah. So I told her I was going to make her a shirt that says "You're mediocre at best" on the front, and then on the back it says "Why are you still here?" I'm going to give that to her for Christmas.
Perfect.
It's going to be her Christmas gift. And she's going to wear it all the time.
As she should.
Because it fits her personality perfectly.
So you need to give her a couple of shirts. She
Yeah.
can wash one.
I'll get her one in a couple of different colors.
So then it's not right.
So then it's not weird.
It's not weird.
Actually, no. To make it weird, I'm gonna get them all in the same color. They're all gonna be like this weird, like shade of purple.
Puce.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
Like 6 of them, so she can wear one every day. So it looks like she's wearing the same shirt every day. Brilliant.
And if she's the type of person you're hyping her up to be, she better.
She will wear it every day to work.
Yeah. Why are you still here?
Why are you still here? She always complains about people that stop and talk to her. It's hilarious. And she tells me that she tells me that as I stop to talk to her. She's like, "Oh, these people just keep stopping to talk to me," and I'm sitting there like, "Oh, okay. I just wanted to drop this off. I didn't need a conversation engagement. It's fine.
I was here for work. I work here.
I work here." No.
Ma'am, this is a Wendy's.
Did I ever tell you that story?
I don't know.
So I was doing a parking lot one night. It was McDonald's, and I will go through the drive-through. It was like 1:00 in the morning, or something. I go through the drive-through, and they just switched from. It was either like their regular menu to breakfast or breakfast to the regular menu, something like that. I can't remember exactly. I'm going through and I ordered something. They're like, "We can't do that. It's on the other menu." I was like, "But I want it my way." The lady on the other side like paused for a second and she's like, "That's Burger King, sir."
Oh. My bad.
I replied, "Well, I'm not loving it."
Got him.
It was a good time. It was a good time.
Still hungry.
Still hungry. Yeah. Yeah. Then they told me to leave. I said I can't because I'm working on your parking lot.
You should have said okay, then just packed everything up and.
So I closed their drive-through. So if I can't have what I want, nobody can.
It's one of my favorite things to hate about most restaurants is Taco Bell, for example. Once upon a time, not too long ago, they had was it double chalupa or something like that. It's fantastic.
Double-decker chalupa, yeah.
It's fantastic. And one day I ordered it. I said, "Oh, we don't have that anymore." What do you mean you don't have that? You have the chalupa on the menu. Yeah, we just don't have the double chalupa.
Can you just take 2 chalupas and just put them
no, it's not a
together for me?
double-decker chalupa. It's like or maybe it was an XL chalupa or something.
Something, yeah.
So I was upset about that and got whatever. Forgot about it entirely. Went to another Taco Bell and ordered the double chalupa, XL chalupa, whatever. Guy said, "Oh, sorry, we don't have that anymore." I said, "Oh, that's right." He said, "But this guy went above expectations." He said, "But if you order the regular chalupa with extra meat and this and that, then it's the same thing." I said, "Oh, so you do have it."
So you do have it. I just have to work the system to get it.
I didn't say that to the guy. That's just what went through my head. I was very happy that the guy was willing to go above and beyond and not receive a tip for it to get me what I wanted. And he said, "Yeah, you just do this, this, and that." Okay, I'll have that. I don't care how you make it. Just give it to me.
Can you just skip the explanation, punch everything you just said into the thing, and give me what that is?
Because I want that.
Wow.
So,
Well,
there.
there we go.
If you feel like you need redemption from listening to us talk about stuff
Fast food. For some reason.
for going on 7 minutes, you can check out Redemption Tactical, where you can find not fast food things
Like plate carriers.
like plate
helmets.
carriers and stuff that can help protect you from fast things.
They cannot, however, disclaimer, protect you from Taco Bell.
Oh, there's not an article of clothing on earth that can protect you from Taco Bell.
There's articles of clothing that can make it worse, though. We'll leave that to the imagination.
Yeah. Redemption Tactical.
For all your tactically redemptive needs.
Link in the description below. Oh, they're never going to pay us.
You never know. You never know.
I could dream, Harold. All right. Well, since we got lots of Taco Bell in us, we probably need a little bit of vitamin B to offset it.
Just clear that
lot.
right up.
A lot of vitamin B. It goes like this.
Welcome to your vitamin B.
Thank you so much.
We have some wonderful news for you this week.
Is it the best news?
It is the best newses.
Best of times?
All of the best newses. First and foremost, we'll go over to the Middle East. Exploding restaurant buzzer takes out Hezbollah party of 6. Nobody saw it coming.
Seinfeld? What?
They ordered the surprise dish, and boy, were they shocked.
The chef's special.
In other completely unrelated news, Hezbollah reaches out to U.S. for advice on how to govern with a dead leader.
Wow. I've never been more offended by something I 100% agree with.
Up and coming, young Hezbollah recruit can't believe he's already made regional manager.
There's a few vacancies right now.
It's few vacancies. Many of you may have noticed that there was a small debate recently.
When? Where?
Recently.
Tim
Walz really excited after hearing he might get spanked at debate.
Gosh dang it. Bet you're gay.
Related
I am
news.
not.
School shooters distance themselves from tin walls.
That's why you asked the question. It's part of your research.
Yes. And Americans were all on the edge of their seats as two men battled for most useless position in government. In the aftermath of said debate, the DOJ indicts J.D. Vance for brutally beating 3 women on public television. It was a travesty, really, if we're being honest. Deceit! No. This man tricked millions of innocent kids into thinking Bible characters were talking vegetables.
We lost the VeggieTales guy.
The correct answer to that is, who is Phil Vischer? In related news, VeggieTales introduces new evil villain, Matt Squash. And this has been your Vitamin B.
Fabulous. Fabulous indeed. Well, like we said, nothing happened
Nothing.
this week. Really, this weekend, there's nothing at all crammed into 4 days.
No.
I don't have a link for it because I don't know what I would link to on the debate between a competent person and Tim Walz.
I think the only thing that we could link to, I think you should pull it up and make it the screen grab, is the summary of the debate. That one picture of Walz and Vance. Vance looks skeptical and Walz looks like he's about to get run over by a semi-truck, which he promptly did.
Fully loaded semi.
Fully loaded semi.
Dang it, I can't find it real quick. That's dumb.
You need it?
Maybe I can.
I have it on my phone. I can send it in the email real
Oh,
quick.
I guess you can just do that.
I can.
'Cause I found it, but then it's tiny on here. That's rude.
I mean, I don't know if
here
it'll
we go.
be bigger
Here we go.
from here, but
Here we go. We just do this. There you go. Summary of the debate right there.
there you go. There it is. Visual summary of the debate.
You have Vance doing the Jim from The Office gif.
Jim Halpert look.
Looking back at the camera. This is crazy. And Vance looking like a deer in the headlights at best. Or it's not Vance. Walz.
Walls looking like a deer in the headlights, yes.
Yeah. Good job, guys. Good job. Yep.
He looks like one of those very concerned Muppets.
I think it was Glenn Beck that mentioned he was waiting for the sticks to be showing
The
Walz's
marionette.
hands start moving around. He looked like a Muppet.
Very concerned Muppet, yes.
Even on, I didn't watch the whole thing because I didn't care. Although apparently it was one that was probably worth watching just to see Vance control the entire debate.
I watched a few snippets here and there. I didn't watch the whole thing because,
Yes.
like you said, I didn't care.
Yeah.
But what I did see, I haven't seen a beating that bad since I put a banana down my pants and turned a monkey loose.
The monkey regrets it to this
Monkey
day.
regrets it to this day. It's like that time that Chuck Norris got bit by a rattlesnake. And after 3 days of excruciating pain, the snake died.
Every man has a goal in life to one day be as great as Chuck Norris. Just so jokes like that could be told about him.
Right. I'm actually writing it in my will that my eulogy has to be read like a series of Chuck Norris jokes.
Oh, it'll be filled with jokes. And I'll find a guy named Chuck and a guy named Norris to read the jokes.
Perfect. Perfect.
Well, technically, that satisfies the directions that were given, so...
It's fair. It's fair.
If you don't have friends in life that are willing to do that to you, do you really have friends?
No, but I have a short list of people that are going to be my pallbearers so they can let me down one more time.
Why are all of them pallbearers? He hated them. I'll get the last laugh.
You think I would make somebody I like carry my fat ass to the grave?
Yeah.
That's a good joke there.
Speaking of jokes, well, I guess before we really dive into the jokes of this weekend, probably summarize everything into a little bit that sounds like this.
I'm sorry, but you've thrown off the Emperor's groove.
Splendid. So, in case for whatever reason you missed it, a hurricane devastated the East Coast. Florida was prepared for it because DeSantis has that locked down with a well-oiled machine. So much so that after a couple of days of recovery, Florida sent their recovery and search and rescue and National Guard crews to other states to help them recover because they were basically done after a couple of days.
It's almost like they've done it every year forever and now know what they're doing.
Yeah. 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 Like,
Along with being well managed.
what was it, last year where they were going on and on about whatever hurricane was going to hit and how it's going to take weeks to recover because it's such a huge hurricane. And DeSantis had all the bridges rebuilt within a couple of days. And the news stopped talking about it. Oh.
It's almost as if you build it and design it right and have it ready to go beforehand, it's really not that difficult to pound something out if you can cut through all the red tape and bullshit.
Yeah, unless you're FEMA. And you're...
I heard that completely differently the first time you said it.
I don't know how hard I want to think about what you heard.
I heard unless you're female, and I was like, that's a little sexist, but...
Just because Kamala is the first story doesn't mean I'm going into this whole kind of direction.
That's where I went. I was like, you can't judge all of them on Kamala, dude. Come on.
No. Oh, have you seen what FEMA's stated goals are on their website?
To burn the world to the ground by accident?
No. So if you're a disaster relief organization, run by the government or not, number one goal should be
Disaster relief
of some sort.
I would think.
Yeah.
Maybe raising funds for disaster
being
relief.
prepared for a disaster.
For disaster.
Something along those lines.
Having emergency plans in place for naturally occurring disasters that happen every year.
Yeah. FEMA's number one priority is diversity.
Oh, that's useless.
Yeah. So when it took them, what is this, 3 days to finally show up to most locations? Well, Joe Biden, in his defense, was on the beach in Delaware, and Kamala Harris, in her defense, was in the middle of a big party with Hollywood celebrities raising money for her campaign. Donald Trump was on the ground handing out supplies. Mm-hmm. He wasn't on the ground right away. No, but he showed up pretty quickly with supplies and handed them out. So the time that he wasn't there, he was organizing relief. He just did it as a photo op. Pretty sure the people that receive supplies don't really care if it was a photo op or not because they got relief and recognize that they exist. Anyway.
Yeah, like their goals are just not great.
No.
Goal 1 is instill equity as a foundation of emergency management. 2 is lead whole of community in climate resilience.
Oh.
So goal 1 and 2 are equally just
So goal
nothing.
1,
It's nothing.
goal 1, if you are a white community, too bad, so sad.
Their first 2 goals are do nothing.
Goal 2 is can we use this to push climate stuff?
Yeah,
Okay.
basically.
Okay, so you have to not be a white community, and the disaster has to be something that can be used to push climate things. Okay. Goal 3.
Promote and sustain a ready FEMA and prepared nation.
Sounds like that should be goal 1.
It sounds like that should be goal 1.
And then the other 2 should not be goals at all.
No, not at all.
Yeah. But hey, they showed up. There's reports apparently of in Tennessee that FEMA is confiscating supplies that were donated.
Oh, so
because they weren't handed out properly and people don't have the right training to hand out the supplies.
So they show up and make things worse.
Yeah.
So they're not accomplishing goal number 3.
Right. Unless it's a church or whatever, then they're not touching that. Yeah.
Okay, then.
I guess in some regards, they still believe in separation of church and state or something. That, or they don't want to face the hailstorm of, we took the supplies from the church and redistributed the supplies.
They afraid they might get smitten or something?
That, or, they might be afraid of the talking point of, was it the Fifth Amendment or something? Or
FEMA stole from a church.
Fourth. Whichever one it is of
4th.
the troops. Yeah.
4th. That's 4th.
We've only talked about it multiple times. You think I'd have it memorized by
You'd
now?
think you'd have it memorized by now.
Kamala Harris finally arrived in Georgia.
It's about time, comrade.
Yep. She came riding in on her diversity horse.
Was it white?
No, it was diverse. Hence why I said on her diversity horse, not a pale horse, not a white horse.
That's diversity
It
horse.
was a diversity horse. Came riding in on her
Does it look
diversity
like
horse.
a Chinook?
No. No. See, she went to Augusta, Georgia, which, it was hit pretty bad. It's not like the places in Carolinas and Tennessee that are completely wiped off the map. She didn't go there. She went to Augusta, Georgia, which was hit kind of bad, but it's still there. So, and then she was sure to make sure that she got her photo op opportunities of, walking with the mayor or governor or whoever. I think it was mayor. Looking like, waiting for cues from the camera to, start walking and stuff, and looking like she was engaged in the conversation. And then she announces this.
And the federal relief and assistance that we have been providing has included FEMA providing $750 for folks who need immediate needs being met.
Thank you. So my house is gone. My business is gone. My entire town is washed away. Here's $750. Don't spend it all in one place.
Yeah.
To rebuild your life. People are pointing out, isn't that what they did in Maui for Lahaina? No, Lahaina was $700. It's not the same. Your entire town was burned to the ground. Here's $700. Your entire town was swept away in a massive flood and rainstorm and wind, and here's $750. And that's FEMA's just, it's all we can do. It's the best we can do for you. What about the billions of dollars you just sent to Ukraine on Friday? Yeah, that's Ukraine. Ukraine needs that to fight Putin and stuff. Oh.
It's almost as if the rest of the world matters more.
It's almost as if they don't care about the United States. See, this is something that I thought about recently, because we've mentioned quite a few times of how our politicians reflect the aggregate of the populace. If the populace doesn't care about lying and cheating and stuff like that, they're going to have politicians that lie and cheat. Mm-hmm. It seems increasingly more and more we have more and more of the populace that doesn't care about voting and the elections and stuff. And so I think because of that, we start getting politicians that don't care. It seems to check out.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So there's that. And then if you scroll down on the comments there, FEMA has announced that they don't have enough funds if another hurricane hits.
Oh.
They had plenty of money. They had billions of dollars to dump into the illegal immigrants coming to the United States. But we're just plumb dry when it comes to helping Americans who've lost everything. Oh, you're an illegal immigrant? Here's $15,000 preloaded on a visa. Hey, I lost my home. Here's $750. It's the world we live in.
Liar, liar, Vance on fire is trending on Twitter.
Yeah, I saw that. It's not working out so well for the people that are using it in a serious manner.
Yeah, I was going to say, almost all of the stuff that's using the hashtag is making
mocking
fun
it.
of Walz and Kamala. Like, pretty much all of it.
Yeah, I think it started because they tried to say that... hold on. I have it. CBS did a fact check on them. Like they do. And it was... Oh, it was Vance mentioned something about how the immigration thing is Kamala's. It's all Kamala. It's her fault, the immigration stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And CBS,
specifically because because those powers were delegated to her by the president.
Yeah, CBS did a whole fact check thing of the vice president isn't blah, 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 blah. Someone on CBS's fact check posted an article from CBS, Harris to lead administration's efforts to stem migration at the border. With the caption, "This you?" Hence why Liar Liar Vance on Fire started trending, because of the fact checking, and now it's dominated by the mocking side of things because, well, oopsie poopsie, they forgot they admitted that yes, Kamala was in charge of everything. And one thing that's been driving me crazy is the clip that's been circulating around of this kid knows more about civics than JD Vance. And he talks about how the vice president can't do anything unless the president delegates stuff to them. To which, anytime I see it, I share the clip from The View of Joe Biden.
Is it just me, or is Twitter getting more and more conservative?
It is getting very conservative.
Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, people are...
I can't remember the last time I scrolled through something like this and saw, like, as many or more conservative things on it.
Yeah, a lot of liberals are pissed off because Elon Musk owns it now, and he's the devil's right-hand man or whatever. Donald Trump being the devil, of course. Can't be worse than Trump. But yeah, I shared a clip. Every time I see that, I share a clip from The View where Joe Biden talks about how great Kamala Harris is, and since she's so great, he delegated all the foreign and domestic policy stuff to her. Oh, so foreign and domestic. Is the foreign stuff going really good right now?
No.
Oh, it's not. It's just only, what was it, 200 missiles flying into Israel the other night? It's fine. When will they And another thing about that, too. Why are they trying so hard to distance Kamala from Joe Biden? Are they So they're admitting that Joe Biden's policies suck.
Whoa, is that real?
Uh-oh.
I just found an article from a news outlet I've never actually seen before, so I'm not positive it's real.
Ooh.
Kamala's campaign manipulated Google searches news headlines without the consent of the media outlets by using sponsored ads.
Interesting. It wouldn't surprise me. Found out last week that illegal immigrants are actually presenting ID at the border before they enter the border.
Oh, really?
And here's a little bit of here's the ID that they're presenting for you.
I think for every person watching this hearing who has experienced the TSA screening process, it can often be very onerous. People who have done absolutely nothing wrong are law-abiding citizens in every respect, are subject to the most invasive screenings at these airports, yet you're allowing illegal aliens to present warrants for arrest and waving them onto airplanes. How does that make sense?
Not doing that, sir.
You just told me that you've let 1,000 people travel on airlines who present to you warrants for arrest.
Yes,
right?
sir. And they present those warrants. That warrant is the beginning of an identity verification process, which follows.
Why isn't it the end? Why isn't that the end of the process? And you say, sorry, you have a warrant for an arrest. We're not going to allow you to get on an airplane.
Because we want to identify who is presenting themselves at the screening checkpoint.
Boy, I think you're going to have a hard time explaining to folks who are randomly selected, or sometimes perhaps not so randomly selected for enhanced screenings, but you're allowing illegal aliens with warrants for arrest to get onto airplanes, and you've allowed at least 1,000 of them in this calendar year. I mean, I just find that totally extraordinary. Mr. Pekoski, thanks for being here. I've got some questions.
So yeah.
Pardon me, young man, and excuse the shit out of my goddamn French, but did you just threaten me?
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
I have no words for that. What?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You just told me that you're allowing people with warrants for arrest onto airplanes. Well, yes, because they're presenting those to us for ID verification. Hold up. Just go sit in your room and think about what you just said.
I feel like if I did that, I would not be sitting on an airplane.
I kind of want to try now.
I need a warrant for my arrest. How do I get
a warrant for my
How
arrest?
to get warrant for arrest?
I want to run an experiment. Dude, I want to go talk to a local sheriff and run an experiment and take a warrant for my arrest to an airport and see if they let me through security. I don't have my ID, but I have a warrant for my arrest. Does that count as ID verification? And just see. Like, I'll spend a night in jail for it if it'll prove. Like, what?
Prove.
Like, what? That is so outrageous.
Yeah. So this was actually back in 2022, January 22. I just wanted to make sure, because there were some edits in that, so I just wanted to make sure I wasn't falling into a trap here. Mm-hmm. But here's a Fox News thing. TSA confirms it lets illegal immigrants use arrest warrants as ID in airports.
how did we miss that 2 years?
I don't know.
Like, dude, we're usually pretty good at finding this stuff, and we missed that. How did we miss that?
Because there's so much crap going on all the time.
Good heavens, man.
You have ID? Yep, right here. Oh, I see. You got a warrant. Okay, here, right this way. Ooh, homicide. Nice. Yeah. Your flight is right over there, sir.
Dude, I can't even. Wow. Whew.
Yeah. What a disaster.
Seriously.
In Wisconsin, the home state of Walz, Tim Walz, where he's governor. There's a couple of towns in Wisconsin that decided, hey, we're just going to avoid the whole debacle around electronic voting, go straight paper ballot.
Oh, good.
Nice. And counting by hand. So not even machines counting the ballots. It's all counted by hand. You know, like we used to do.
Yeah.
Just 10 years ago. Not even that. The Department of Justice is suing those towns for making such a move. They're alleging that the Rusk County town of Thornapple and town of Lawrence broke federal law by not making accessible voting machines available to people with disabilities. Yeah. What's that person going to do if they're blind? Same thing they do if they were at a machine that's visually showing them. What do you mean? What do you mean disabilities? What if they're deaf? They can still read. What if they're in a wheelchair? Tables come in varying heights to write and mark on. The U.S. Department of Justice is suing 2 towns in northern Wisconsin for not making electronic voting machines available to people with disabilities in this year's primary elections. While the Rusk County town of Lawrence has struck a deal with the DOJ, the nearby town of Thornapple has not. I don't know if I could live in a town called Thornapple. Where do you live? Thornapple?
Hornapple?
Thornapple?
To Hornapple?
To Hornable. It's a to Hornable place, really.
It's a horrible place.
That's how you do it. I live in Thornapple. You live where? It's a to Hornable place, really. The DOJ lawsuit filed September 20th alleges the Thornapple Town Board of Supervisors voted to stop using electronic voting machines during a meeting on June 13th, 2023. In this year's April and August primary elections, the town hand-counted paper ballots instead. The town of Lawrence failed to offer an accessible voting machine in the April primary election, according to the complaint. Who complained? That, according to the DOJ, is a violation of Federal Help America Vote Act, which requires at least one electronic voting system at each of a municipality's polling places to accommodate individuals with disabilities. What disability requires an electronic voting machine?
Being deceased.
That is a big disability, I would say. It's a big one. I don't know how I oversaw that. In a statement, Assistant Attorney General...
Or illegal.
Assistant Attorney General Kristen Clark of the U.S. Justice Department Civil Rights Division said, "Our democracy, we're not a democracy, works when voters with disabilities have the right to vote on the same terms as any other voter." Yes, on the same terms. It's paper ballot is provided to you.
That's a term.
Regardless of your disabilities or abilities. We will accommodate you in providing a shorter desk if you need it.
Yes.
Or someone to help read the ballot to you. Or something.
I mean, you can print Braille on paper ballots. I'm just saying.
That's absurd.
Allegedly.
And again, if it is blindness, how does a video screen,
It doesn't.
help a blind person
Doesn't.
over a paper ballot?
Does not.
Does not.
Does not. I mean, I guess they could have it read stuff out to you. You could have a screen reader on it. That would
Because that's not available with
that's not
actual
available
human.
with a paper ballot. You just paper ballot. You can't pick up a paper ballot and have the paper ballot read itself to you.
It's fair. You got me.
I did. I did. I got you with the deceased part. That was
Yep.
That was the big.
That was the nail in the coffin.
That was the right hook.
That was the nail in the coffin right there.
Because we can't let a little thing like being dead stop our relatives from voting in our democracy.
Right.
Yes.
The officials with the town of Lawrence negotiated an agreement with DOJ, which is included in the federal court docket. It stipulates that the town will ensure at least one accessible voting machine is available to disabled voters in all future elections. The town is also required to file a certification with the court verifying the machine was used within 14 days of future elections. Lawrence Town Clerk Charity Ludesch did not respond to a message seeking comment for the story. A statement from Western District, Wisconsin U.S. Attorney Timothy O'Shea said, ensuring equal voting access to all citizens, including those voters with disabilities, is a priority of this office. We're pleased that the representatives of the town of Lawrence agreed to remedy the violations of federal law, and we will continue to work to protect and vindicate the voting rights of voters with disabilities in Wisconsin. Good crap. So stupid. Yeah, there's this. There's the multiple states that are cleaning their records. Mm-hmm. They're getting sued by the Department of Justice. You're not allowed to do that within 90 days of an election. They're dead. And we have an automated system that just sends mail out to whoever's on the voter rolls. So we're clearing out the dead people so it doesn't mail out ballots to people that don't exist. Oh, it's the law. You're disenfranchising voters. Oh.
Like I said, deceased.
It's really the most popular disability.
It is the most popular disability.
If anything, it is the ability versus everything else because it is the most popular thing. If you think about it. In Utah.
Yay. Oh, by the way, that article I found was true. I found one from Axios
Oh, good.
supporting it. So I sent you the Axios one.
Splendid. Trying to
Yeah. I mean, really, if you think about it, the majority of people in the world are dead.
It's true. It's true.
There's 8.2 billion people alive. There's 110 billion people dead. So, by the rules of democracy, they have more say than we do in our lives.
In Utah, See, last week we talked about Harriman, didn't we?
I believe so, yeah.
Venezuelan gangs there.
Venezuelan gangs there, yeah.
Yeah. In Kaysville.
Oh, Kaysville.
Going to Kaysville now.
I mean, that's practically Magna.
Practically. An illegal immigrant allegedly attempted to break into a Kaysville, Utah home armed with a bat as well as an apparent shank while a mother and her 3 children were home. Luke Taylor, husband and father, told the Post-Millennial that when his daughter called to let him know what was happening, he was terrified for his family. On September 18th, a man believed to be Christopher Alexandro Valero, 26, wearing a hoodie and a black glove, armed with a bat as well as an apparent shank, was seen near the Taylor home in Kaysville, Utah. Taylor received a phone call from his daughter while on a trip. "Dad, I think I'm going to die," she told him. That's a great phone call to receive.
That's a wonderful
nowhere
phone
near
call
your
to
family.
receive.
In no position to be able to quickly get to your family and help them. On Wednesday the 18th, while my 2 older kids were in my kitchen getting ready for school, my daughter noted getting ready for school. So this is what time of day?
Morning.
Early morning, yeah. My daughter noticed a man in a black hood carrying a baseball bat over his shoulder attempted to break into my house through the back door. Oh. He was wearing one black latex glove on his left hand and was making his way around the house to 2 other doors. The kids immediately ran upstairs to tell Erin, who was with a sleeping child in our bed, that someone was trying to get into the house, and without hesitation, she locked the kids in the most secure room in the house, grabbed the gun, called 911, and ran downstairs. The man was high as a kite, out of his mind, and my wife witnessed him get into our outside detached garage as she had police on the phone. The father added in the post, the police arrived just as he was sneaking back out of the garage and told him to put his hands in the air. He was not cooperative. No. They finally arrested him at gunpoint after I had to listen over the phone. Never felt more helpless in my life as my wife sobbed in fear for her life and our kiddos' lives. I would never leave.
Again.
Ever. It's just... Taylor told the Post-Millennial that the family spoke to officers on Saturday who confirmed that the man lied about his identity at arrest. No.
No,
But
really?
they Posley ID'd him via fingerprints, and he was wanted and being searched for by ICE. Oh. Taylor added that the police were intentionally unsure about what his previous criminal charges were, but ICE had been looking for him for some time. Oh, so we can't communicate with federal agencies on, I don't know, threats that might be in local jurisdictions and why they are a threat? Erin Taylor, the mother who was home when the incident happened, told the Post-Millennial in a statement, "The aftermath has been just as chilling as the actual event itself. I didn't sleep for the first 3 days and still wake my husband up 2 or 3 times a night due to nightmares or fear of it happening again. Our kids, especially our daughter, have been traumatized. She dreads going to bed and is scared to go outside in our own yard." Yeah, your home has been violated, basically. Especially when dad's not there. The details in these kinds of scenarios are important. This was a homeless, illegal immigrant who was under the influence of alcohol that arrived at my home with weapons with intent to do harm. Now my family has to work through the horrific fears of this event for months and years to come. This is a very serious problem in our country that literally hit our home directly. Yeah. When the dude was arrested, he asked police if he was going to be deported. Apparently, he could only speak Spanish and was having a hard time following verbal commands. The suspect reportedly claimed to officers he thought the house was abandoned. It was only trying to get water. Yeah, which is why you were banging on the door with a bat and had looks like a sprinkler head spike in his pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah. And wearing one glove. Said the baseball bat was from the backyard and that he wanted it for self-defense. Both weapons he arrived at my house with and didn't pick up here for self-defense, as he told officers.
The look on the cop's face pulling that shank out of the dude's pocket, though. He's like, really?
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 I didn't know. Uh-huh.
Like, he looked so unenthused just with his pedo stash. Oh, wow. The world is broken, man.
Yeah, and this is all thanks to Governor Cox, Mr. Disagree Better, and his invitation that Utah is a sanctuary state. No, that's not what I said. Oh, this memo says that you did, but, whatever.
As you were.
And your whole new people program, or whatever it is that you call it, I don't care what brand of lipstick or color of lipstick it is, it's wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, and while all of this is going on, Governor Cox is in Korea as part of a delegation.
Oh, goody.
Because, that's one of the primary roles of governor of a state in the United States, is to be
outside of the state.
Outside of the state, talking to foreign leaders about trade and stuff.
I mean, I could understand going to another state to talk to another state.
Interstate commerce.
Commerce and such, sure.
And I can understand states like California and the coast states talking to other countries that would be shipping things to their state. I can understand some of that, but not a lot. However, a landlocked state like Utah, nah.
Right?
And what's really fun, while we're here on Cox, so the Amendment D stuff that we talked about.
Oh, yay.
One of the primary reasons that the Utah legislature, the Republican side, wanted Amendment D, I believe it's been killed in the courts.
It has. Thoroughly massacred in the courts, yes.
Yeah, they used pathetic language to describe what they wanted.
They did a half-assed job and got the response they deserved.
And were shocked by the response.
Yes.
What do you mean it's not going to work? Well, because it's not complete, so
yeah,
it's not going to work. Anyways, their main defense behind it was they don't want foreign funds to be influencing amendments to the Utah Constitution.
Which is a good thing to shore up.
Perfectly fine. Just write it better.
Yeah. Write it well. Do your job.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, mainly the Democrat side was all up in arms about it because, this is hampering democracy, blah, 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 blah.
Probably because they're receiving foreign funds.
Yes. The same Democrats who definitely did not switch to Republicans to vote in the Republican primary to get Cox to be the nominee. Those same Democrats are now upset that it's been revealed that Cox accepted $10,000 from foreign entities for his campaign.
We need to pass this so that we can stop foreign entities from putting money in our campaigns. You can't do that. One of our guys that's currently in office received money from a foreign entity. We need to write something that'll keep people from receiving money from a foreign entity. Like, really, guys? Really? Come on. At least they're inconsistent.
At least they're consistent in their inconsistency.
Correct. I mean, I don't care which side it is. Neither one of them should be receiving anything from a foreign country.
Nah.
Ever.
Nah.
And the fact that Cox isn't shocking to me, which tells you all you need to know about Cox.
Doesn't help. Bet you're gay.
Nazi fags.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and then the tried and true Republicans in Utah will just see, oh, he's got an R next to his name. I can't have the Democrat be governor.
Yeah, because there's nothing wrong with the GOP here. There's a reason I register as an independent. And it's because both sides are language.
Language.
Trying to do better.
Are you?
I am trying. Trying is the key word. But sometimes you look at stuff like the way the GOP handles literally anything, and it just makes you want to junk punt somebody into orbit.
Ooh, look, the jaws of victory. Let me get that defeat out of there. Hurry before it snaps shut. Yeah, we got to pass this. We got to pass this very important referendum thing that was sponsored by foreign entities in order to no longer have the primary process that's made Utah an example of election integrity for the entire United States. And then be shocked that we get the most lame Republicans to be the head of Utah Republican Party stuff.
So, are we still at the point where we have to pass stuff to find out what's in it?
Oh, we've never left that.
We've never left that. Thanks, Nancy.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. Just so I forgot to send the GIF in our group chat thing because we were talking about this. But I was going to send the GIF of what's his name? Jack Nicholson. Where he's doing the the wide smile and nodding his head.
Yeah.
So this is Mike, as the rest of us are talking about how terrible the GOP is.
Yes. Exactly. Exactly. It's funny because I talk to people that are like, "You're a Republican," and I'm like, "No, I hate them too."
Joke's
like,
on you.
"What?
I hate them.
I hate them both. They're both terrible.
Oh, so you're libertarian. I'd like to be, but they give me every reason to not be.
I would totally support the Libertarian Party if you can find me two of them that could make a sandwich together.
That doesn't include weed.
Exactly. No, I mean just two of them, put them in a kitchen, let them cook a meal together, and if they can accomplish the feat without murdering each other or one of them leaving, I'll support them.
They wouldn't even be able to get the bread out for the sandwich.
They wouldn't. And the reason
you gotta get the peanut butter out first.
The reason I said sandwich is because it's the simplest food you can make, and they couldn't pull it off. They wouldn't be able to pull it off.
All right, let's get the bread. No, we got to start with the meat. Meat, we're doing peanut butter.
Peanut butter is the most free sandwich you can possibly have.
Then a third one steps in out of nowhere. No, grilled cheese.
You two obviously aren't libertarians.
The fourth one, a true libertarian, wouldn't even make a sandwich.
No, because sandwiches are a social construct.
And the fifth one would walk in with a sandwich already made.
Because he's a capitalist. He just went and bought it at Subway.
That's why.
That's why. That's why.
No, a fun thing you sent me was the apparently if enough people write in Phil Lyman,
Oh, yes.
the Utah GOP can't have as many delegates as they used to have because they go off of percentage. The number of delegates is a percentage of the number of voters that vote Republican.
Number of active voters that voted Republican in the last election. Yeah.
Yes. So if enough people write in Phil Lyman, that means there'll be less delegates at their state convention.
Yes.
Oh, no. Being one who was a delegate at the last thing, and they cram all however many thousands of us there are into one section of the Salt Palace main event thing. Just one section. A few thousand of us. And then we sit there for hours voting. And in between the voting, people going up and point of personal privilege. Point of order.
Sounds useless.
Oh, 100%. Because whenever an actual good thing was brought up, like, hey, can we not do it here? Because, we don't fit. Parking is terrible. And everyone here hates Salt Lake City. Could we do it, I don't know, in an event center in Provo that actually has room to host all of us and actually has parking and is actually enjoyable to go to? Oh, we tried that, but we only have, we can't. What do you mean you can't? Well, we've already, it's booked for 5 years, so we can't do it there.
So pick a different one?
Okay, so can you book it 6 years from now? Or, and according to my dad, who's done it multiple times, that's something that's been brought up more than once.
Every year?
Probably. We can't.
No. We can't do that. Nope.
No, see, we only have the foresight to think of a few months from now. Like, we got this last minute. What? Did you or did you not know this event was going to occur? I don't know, since the last one happened.
For real, though.
Yeah.
You'd think you would just have a standing reservation somewhere.
Yeah.
It's not like the date changes that much every year.
No, it's usually around the same time. Yeah. Yeah. But I responded to your little thing with the GOP. The Utah GOP will lose strength and delegates to host at their convention if the convention nominee receives enough votes from disenfranchised Republican voters. The official GOP nominee from the convention, if he receives too many votes, the GOP will have less delegates. Snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. And this, of course, is coming from the same party that's been sending emails to state delegates from their respective county officers, telling them to toe the party line with Cox or else.
Yeah.
But we didn't vote for Cox. Well, by becoming a delegate, you agreed that you would do everything to blah, 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 party, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, the party, the delegates who make up the party decided that Phil Lyman is the nominee, not Cox. Well, in the primary, though, Cox was elected. No. In the GOP convention, where only Republicans were allowed to vote, Phil Lyman was
chosen.
to be the official nominee of the Republican Party. So I'm gonna do that. And apparently, since you hate him so much, I'm gonna write his frickin' name in because it'll piss you off.
Yep.
Because you'll lose power.
And I hope if I don't win, that King does. Just to spite you.
Well, then you will never not have a Democrat governor if that happens.
You are assuming we don't have a Democrat governor right now.
And haven't had one for the last 3-4 governors.
Yeah.
Ish. Yeah. Well, Cox has signed lots of conservative things. The only conservative things he's signed are the ones he legally has to sign.
Because they're veto proof. Super majorities.
That's not true.
No,
it is 100% true because he vetoed the bathroom girls sports bill until it came to his desk with a veto proof majority. Then he signed it into law. That's all the evidence you need to prove that point. He doesn't care about conservative values.
No.
Doesn't
Not
care.
one whit.
No.
He might be gay.
I closed it. I don't have the thing anymore. Bet you're gay. I am not.
It's fine. I wasn't even thinking of that thing. I was just throwing it out there. I'm not saying he is or he isn't. I'm just saying he might be.
Just throwing that into the ether.
Who knows? Nobody knows. Somebody knows.
Yes, because every straight manly man I've ever met has used his pronouns to describe himself.
Somebody needs to send Governor Cox like half a cow.
Half a cow?
Yes. Yeah, just buy half a cow. Buy a whole cow. Send Governor Cox half so that he can get his testosterone levels back up because they're not nearly high enough.
And you have to take the soy milk away from him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely take the soy milk away. Soy milk is bad for you.
Soy boy.
On so many levels.
Soy boy Cox. There you go. That's it. It's this week's stuff. Emphasis on the sh.
Seriously, though, cut the soy milk.
Do you know why they call it soy milk?
Because it's made from soy.
No, because if they called it what it really was, nobody would actually eat it.
Oh.
Drink it.
Really? What's it actually?
Almond milk, soy milk, all that stuff. It'd be called nut juice. And nobody wants.
Well, some people would drink it.
Definitely not to the proportions that they drink it now.
Is soy a nut?
It's probably a legume.
I was going to say, I don't think soy's a nut.
Almond milk, walnut milk, all those.
All those things,
be
yeah.
Nut juice.
Nut juice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all I've really got to say is look carefully at the demographics that are negatively affected by a product. If at any point in the demographics of people negatively affected by a product, pregnant and or breastfeeding women are on the list, you should just not eat it ever. Because if it's bad enough that it is going to negatively affect pregnancy or breastfeeding,
It's going to stunt growth.
yes, you should never put it in your body ever.
Interesting.
That's a good rule of thumb. And soy milk has been found to be unsafe during pregnancy.
What?
Just so you know.
What? But I like to live a healthy life and green planet and all that stuff. So I like drinking this nut juice that consumes thousands of gallons of water to make a couple of nuts.
Yeah.
Let alone the process of actually, excuse me, of actually making the nut juice. That's just to grow them. Takes thousands of gallons of water. In California, where they have water shortages all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job, everyone.
But it's fine because they just steal some water from us and it'll go fine.
Oh, how I'd love to have a governor that just tells California, you know what? No.
We're not going to give you any more water. We're not going to give you any more coal power. You guys take care of yourselves. We're done.
Well, how will we survive? I don't know, the same way we've been surviving by increasing our stuff to match our population? Maybe. I don't know.
Do we import that much from California? Do we import anything from California?
Their
Utah?
policies.
That's not okay.
So it's a fair trade. Here, you get the energy, we get the policies. Bastards. I mean, I'm sure a lot of our stuff comes through the California ports and to the California ports.
Utah imports renewable energy from California. So, yeah, basically
So nothing. Well, yeah, we have that giant solar farm down south in central Utah off of I-15. Yeah, the giant solar farm that's covered in snow 6 months out of the year. Awesome. Crushing it with that.
Jeez. Well, like, subscribe, follow,
Share,
comment.
all the things. We're going to be starting a new project like we told you before.
We will probably announce it in the next few weeks, and hoping to have a few things done with it before the end of the year.
Yeah,
So
maybe before the election.
maybe before the election. Hopefully before the election.
I would prefer that.
Yeah, it'd be great.
I think it's time.
It's time.
It is time.
It is time.
Galatians 4:16. Bye.
Did you make an outro clip yet?
Of course not.
Do we have an outro clip? Do we even have an outro clip? Does one exist?
Just waiting
Just waiting for it.
for an outro. A whole new outro.
It's
A
terrible.
dazzling scene that hardly anyone sees.
All right, I'm going to cut you off.
What's even better is this is at the end.
Yes, it's the best. They still won't know what's
The
going on.
sweet cherry on top.
Sweet cherry on top. Sure.
Hey, look, a button's been pressed.
Red means go.
Red means go as usual. Then for me, gray means go.
Yay, gray. Fun thing.
And the reception of the clap means that we are in sync.
Yes. He's got the clap and he's giving it to you. All right. Art thou ready?
Yes, I couldn't think of a clever way to respond to that, but yes.
Yeah, sure.
You asked in a manner that I couldn't twist the words around to respond. So it's almost as if ye olden language is actually a better way to speak, because it can't be twisted around. You can't Yoda oldie
You
language.
can't Yoda old English. Well, now I just want somebody to rewrite a monologue of Yoda dialogue
That is a Star Wars movie I would be happy to watch.
in the King James English.
Judgeth by my size, do you?
Doth thee?
Doth thou judgest?
Thou judgest? We just need we're make a shirt with a Black Knight print on it with Yoda ears coming out of the helmet.
Thou judgest?
Thou judgest.
I am all in on that.
People are going to be so confused.
Doth thou
Like,
judgest?
what? Doth thou judgest? And the image of the Black Knight where he doesn't have legs.
Right, of course.
Doesn't have judges the ears. All right.
Or would it be judges doth thou?
Judges doth thou? Yes.
If it's
That's
Yoda
what
speak.
it would be. It would be judges.
Yeah. Either way, I'm all in on it.
Wow. Wow. All right. Let's go before this gets any weirder.